Judy, you're muted.
Muted. Shabbat shalom, everyone. I am no longer muted. Welcoming everybody to Naranana for May. And we are going to begin in just a moment. We're going to begin with a little medley of something that we hope you all enjoy. Randy, whenever you're ready.
שבט אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומנהיג, שבט אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, לה 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 לה, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, לה 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 לה, הנה מה טוב ומנהיג, שבט אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומנהיג, שבט אחים גם יחד.
הנה מה טוב, how good it is when we are all together. I'm your friend and you are mine. We'll be together till the end of time. Hine matov, how good it is when we are all together. Hine matov, umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. 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 הללויה, הללויה. שבת אחים גם יחד, גם יחד. שבת אחים גם יחד, גם יחד. הנה, הנה מה טוב ומה ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, גם יחד. הנה, הנה מה טוב ומה ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
הנה הנה מה טוב ומנהים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה הנה מה טוב ומנהים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה הנה מה טוב ומנהים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה הנה מה טוב ומנהים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבר אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבר אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבר אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבר אחים גם יחד. שבר אחים גם יחד. שבר אחים גם יחד.
Yasher koach to everybody. So, Shabbat Shalom, and indeed, Hine Matov Humanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. I bet you could tell that was our medley. 6 different tunes to Hine Matov. There are many more, but we only did 6 tonight. We can save more for another time. And we thought that was appropriate, not only because it's fun to do that, and thank you, Sue, for the idea, but if you think about the words, it is so true and so important now on so many different levels. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Behold, how good and pleasant it is for all of us to dwell together. And I will add, in peace. So first of all, as we are now May, and more people are vaccinated, and hopefully we're a little bit slowly coming out of this, or more than a little bit coming out of what has been a very dark and difficult period of the pandemic. We are seeing people. Some people are slowly but surely going into in-person gatherings and seeing people and really feeling, behold, how good and pleasant it is to be in person with our brothers, our sisters, our friends, our family, and everyone else. And I would add on that as well, given all of the situation in the Middle East and all around the world, in the Middle East with the Israel-Palestinian conflict that, as everyone is very well aware, we've been through a difficult period. They've been through a difficult period during the past 11 days or so. And now there is a ceasefire. There is problems, there is trouble around the world, anti-Semitism, etc. We can dream and we can hope and we can pray for everybody to say, behold, how much better it is to dwell with brothers and sisters, with fellow human beings, together, in peace, in harmony. Doesn't mean we have to agree with everything, but it means that we need to live with and respect everyone together as human beings. So that's what this is all about for me, Hine Matov. So that's sort of the theme of this evening, Hine Matov. And included in that theme is a recognition, an acknowledgement of, and we will be acknowledging the situation that has been going on in Israel, and hopefully the peace that is now in front of us. We hope, at least to some degree. We are all waiting and praying for it to be a good, serious peace. So with that and with those wishes, we are going to begin officially our Kabbalat Shabbat service with Lechuna Ranana on page 11 and 12. 40 שנה אקוט בדור, ואומרם תוהה לבבם, והם לא ידעו דרכי, אשר נשבעתי באפי, אם יבואון אל מנוחתי. I'm turning to page 19 for the beginning of this psalm. Adonai malach yirgezu amim, Yoshem keruvim tanu ta'aretz. Take a moment with this psalm on page 19 and 20, and then Ross will conclude with us for us on page 20. Adonai b'tzion gadol. Ross.
Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu l'hakadsho.
Romemu, Shakoach. It's now time for us to turn to Lecha Dodi on page 23, 24, and 25. We're going to be treated to a tune by David Kaminer. David, what verses are you going to do for us tonight?
I know it's the first and the last, and I'm not sure which one is the middle. I think it starts with Hitorari is the middle one.
Hitorari, Far Kumi, or I'm sorry, Hitorari. It's on page 24. So we've got one verse on 23, one verse on 24, and one verse on 25.
And that's the last one.
Reb David.
Okay. All right, I'm unmuted, and here we go. Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekavela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekavela. Shamur v'zachor b'dibur echad, ishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך לך דודי לקראת כלה. הנה בני שבת נקרא בלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, התעוררי. יברך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי. כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך לך דודי לקראת כלה. הנה בני שבת נקרא בלה. בואי בואי בשלום. Excuse me, בואי. בואי בשלום עטרת בנה. גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני סגולתו. בואי כלה, בואי כלה. לך לך דודי לקראת כלה. הנה בני שבת נקרא בלה. הנה בני שבת נקרא בלה.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful Lecha Dodi. Thank you for helping us usher Shabbat in with such a beautiful tune for Lecha Dodi. And I remember when you wrote that, and I remember the CD album cassette tape that it was on for Rak Be'ivrit. Shukach. We are now going to turn to page 27 for the Psalm for Shabbat. Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat. Sue?
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות. עלי יסוד נעלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינם. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
Rakoach and Sue, we are now going to ask you if you would please lead us in Hadlakat Nerot for Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for lighting the candles for us this evening and for leading us in the bracha. So before we leave Kabbalat Shabbat and go into Ma'ariv with the Baruch Hu, I'd like to spend a moment for us to focus in a very positive way about Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel, which is so integral to our prayer life and I would submit, just to our lives as Jews. And what I'd like to do is to, if you have the Lev Shalem Siddur, you can find the words to this particular prayer on page 178. It's part of the Torah service that we have tomorrow morning on Shabbat. Actually, it can be part of the Torah service on any day. And this is a special tefillah lishlom Medinat Yisrael. It's a prayer for the state of Israel. And, you know, as I said at the beginning of the service, it's been a tough time in Eretz Yisrael, and particularly with the 11 days of the fighting that went on. And what I'd like to focus on at this time is that we are hopefully moving into a time of some sort of a return to a peaceful coexistence. We have a long way, let's be serious, we have a long way to go to a real, true, and lasting peace. But the first step to that is to begin with a ceasefire. And hope burns eternal in my heart that that the parties can in some way reach a resolution. And I think that at a time like this, for us here outside of Israel, and also for those who are living in Israel, at a moment like this, one of the things we can do is to really direct our hearts and our hopes and our prayers to a strengthening and a support of Israel, with the hope that not only is everyone safe, both people who are just living there and people who defend the land, but that, again, as I say, that something can really be worked out, that the steps, the small steps, baby steps, if need be at the beginning, can be taken towards something that is better for all people. So this is a prayer for the state of Israel. I'm going to read it in English, and then I am going to sing part of the setting of the Hebrew text by Saul Zim, who has written many, many wonderful tunes that we use in our Shabbat services. So here is Tefillah Lishlom Medinat Yisrael a prayer for the state of Israel. Avinu Sheba Shamayim, stronghold and redeemer of the people of Israel, bless the state of Israel, the beginning of our redemption. Shield it with your love. Spread over it the shelter of your peace. Guide its leaders and advisors with your light and your truth. Help them with your good counsel. Strengthen the hands of those who defend our holy land. Deliver them. Crown their efforts with triumph. Bless the land with peace and its inhabitants with lasting joy. And we all say, Amen. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. 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 Medinat Yisrael, Reshit Tzmichat Geulateinu, Hagen Aleha B'evrat Chastecha, Ufros Aleha Sukkot Shlomecha. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. And with that prayer in our hearts, I invite everyone to please rise if you're able as we begin the Mariv service with the Baruch Hu on page 39a. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. You may be seated. Asher bidvarom harivarim b'chokhmah v'teach. Uma'avir yom umevi laila. Umavdil ben yom uben laila. Adonai tzvaot shemo. El chai v'kayam. Tamidim lo chaleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai. Hama'ari v'aravim. Page 40 for Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Amcha Ahavta Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Amcha Ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Hukim u'mishpatim Torah u'mitzvot Hukim u'mishpatim Otanu Limadata Torah u'mitzvot, hukim u'mishpatim, Torah u'mitzvot, hukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kain, Adonai Eloheinu, b'shochbeinu v'kmeinu, nosiach b'hukecha, b'nismach, b'divrei Toratecha u'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hayarheinu be'orech yameinu u'bahem negei yomam v'layla. Ki hayarheinu be'orech yameinu u'bahem negei yomam v'layla. Ki hayarheinu yorach yameinu u'bahem negei yomam v'layla. Ki hayarheinu yorach yameinu u'bahem negei yomam v'layla.
V'avatcha tasir mimenu li'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael.
If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all your might. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Just close your eyes and listen. Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way, and listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you can hear if you listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill, or from the valley below. It
את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. We continue with the second and third paragraphs of the Shema on page 42. והיה אם שמוע תשמעו מצוותי אשר אנוכי מצווה אתכם היום. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת ואמונה כל זאת וקיים עלינו, כי אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו בדין והמלכים אלוקינו. אז עלינו בחיים ולעלינו אמרנו We're on the top of page 44. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל לכהנו שירה בשמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם.
מי כמוך בעלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא.
ונאמר כי פדרני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. We're now on page 45 for the Hashkivenu. For a second. Okay. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom. 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 Stand us up, Adonai, you'll spread your wings upon us all. Give us peace לשלום, לשלום, לשלום. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, לשלום, לשלום, לשלום. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו, ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים. Vishamru, page 46.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Oops. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב, ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ליומי עולמיה, יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה, בריחו לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמא, ויאמרו amen. The Amidah for Erev Shabbat runs from page 47 through 52. I would like to point out that every Amidah ends with a prayer for peace. And that is so much in the forefront of my mind, of our minds, and was in the minds also of the rabbis when they put the Amidah together. because ending with a prayer for peace informs how we walk through the day, that we can treat everyone in a way that will bring peace on us and on the entire world. So perhaps that can be part of our focus as we spend a few quiet moments in the Amidah. And then, not surprisingly, we are going to come out of the Amidah into two songs of peace, Shalom Rav and Oseh Shalom.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim
יתקרא ויתקרא שמי רבה, ביעלמא דברח ירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון ובימיכון וחי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ימרו, אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עולמי יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפור ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בימה ויאמרו אמן. תתקבל צלות ההון ובאות ההון תכל ישראל קודם אבוהן וישמעיה ויאמרו אמן. יהי שלום רב מן שמעיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ויאמרו Amen. So it is now time for the Kiddush, and I am honored to ask Ross, our bar mitzvah boy for this evening. No, just kidding. Ross is going to lead us in the Kiddush. Kiddush is found on page 55 in our Lev Shalem.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. Shabbat Kodshom Yahava Uvratzon Inhelanu Zikaron Lemase Bereshit Ki Hu Yom Techila Lemikrae Kodesh Zecher Litziat Mitzrayim Ki Vaynu V'Chatah Yoshanu Kidasha Mikol Amin Shabbat Kodshecha Yahava Uratzon Imhatanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Okay. Yasher Koach, enjoy whatever wine you have there to drink. And we are going to remain standing. There it is. It's red. We can tell it's we're going to remain standing for Aleinu because we're not counting Omer anymore. That's done. And so we're turning straight to Aleinu, page 56. Aleinu l'shabeach Adon HaKol, Atet Gedulah Yotzer Breshit, Shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot, Velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, Shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, Vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, Va'anachnu korim, Umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei melech malchei amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu noteh shamayim v'yoser haaretz, U'mashav yikaro b'shamayim mima'al, U'shchinatu zo, v'govhei meromim, Hu Eloheinu ein od, Emet malkeinu efes ulato, Chakatu b'torato, V'yadat hayom ve'ashevota, Elevavecha, Ki Adonai Elohim hashamayim mima'al, V'al haaretz mitachat, ein od Elokeinu lecha Kakatu b'toratecha, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. You may be seated. Before we do the mourner's Kaddish, we're going to do two things this evening. One is I am going to read out the names of those people for whom there is a yortzeit this coming week, and then after that, and before reciting the Kaddish, we're going to turn this over to Sue for a moment, who is going to sing a song to set the mood for the Kaddish. She'll introduce it when she is ready to sing it. She'll talk to us for a moment about the text and why she has chosen to sing this song before the mourner's Kaddish. But right now, in this coming week, we recall the yortzeits of the following individuals: Phyllis Chien, Benjamin Edelman, Barbara Frankel, Paul Frankel, Heike Glaser, Dorothy Glasser, Herman Gluck, Regina Gluck, Berta Gluck, David Gluck, Blanca Grunwald, Benjamin Kaufman, Abe Levin, Eva Mantell, Sylvia Reisman, Margit Reisman, Aaron David Sherman, Albert Zubrin, Roman Smuller, Adolf Unger, Charles Baker, David Braver, Miriam Edelman, Miriam Gross, Jenny Harris, Pauline Hertz, Alvin Laurie, Fred Rimmerman, Anna Superstein, Raymond Alpert, Peggy Bruning, Tibor Chaim Grunstein, Miklos Grunstein, Dov Grunstein, Pinchas Grunstein, Lieb Grunstein, Yehudit Grunstein, Chaya Sarah Grunstein, Devorah Grunstein, Sigmund Grunstein, Herschel Grunstein, Mordechai Grunstein. I think we can imagine why there are so many on this one particular day from that family. Cantor Morris Lofman, Jacques Rubenstein, Fanny Albertinsky, Tova Dershowitz, Julius Fliegelman, Jordan Grinker, Anna Miller-Honig, Irene Kaplan, Razi Khorshid, Ida Mackler, Hertz Solberg, Sophie Stein, Faye Deichman, Francis Gottesman, Uziel Monge, James Stearns, Anna Turbov, Andrea Wynn, Bessie Engel, Morris Sperling, Esta Blank, Ida Fracht, Sophie Levine, Frida Lipkind, Isaac Lipson, and Aaron Stefanowitz. May their memory all be for a blessing, as well as any of the individuals not mentioned for whom any of you are saying the Kaddish this evening. So again, before we turn to the Kaddish on page 58, and let's have that page number 58 ready to go so we don't have to say anything between Sue's song and the recitation of the Kaddish. So Phil, who will lead us in the Kaddish, is going to come up here and be ready to go. Sue, I turn this over to you now.
Okay. So I like the idea of singing a song before Kaddish. And this particular song, Will the Sun Ever Shine Again, was written by Alan Menken. He wrote it actually for his daughter right after 9/11. And the song is one of the songs from the Disney animated movie, what is it? Home on the Range, sorry. And I just think, what a metaphor. Will the sun ever shine again? When we've suffered a loss, it feels like that. We don't know how we're ever going to move on. Are we ever going to be happy? Are we ever going to smile again? And I think the year that we've had, we're all mourning something, the life that we had, what we used to be able to do. And so I just thought this was a good song to sing before Kaddish. I hope you enjoy it. Rain is pouring down like the heavens are hurting. Seems like it's been dark since the devil knows when. How do you go on, never knowing for certain? Will the sun ever shine again? Feels like it's been years since it started to thunder. Clouds are camping out in the valley and glen. How do you go on when you can't help but wonder? Will the sun ever shine again? What if the rain keeps falling? What if the sky stays gray? What if the winds keep squalling and never go away? Maybe soon the storm will be tired of blowing. Maybe soon it all will be over, and then how do you go on when there's no way of knowing? Will the sun ever shine? Wish I could say, send me a sign, one little ray. Lord, if you're listening, how long until then? Will the sun ever shine again?
Yitgadal v'yikadash shmei Rabbah,
Amen.
ba'alma divrach yirotei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon, v'chayed echol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv, v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam olmei olmaya, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shmei dekudsha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, da'amiram b'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Sue, for that. And thank you to everybody. Before we sing our last song and wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom and send you off to your Shabbat dinners, I have a few things to say. So the first thing I have to say is I want to give a big Yasher Koach and a big thank you to the members of the Naranana band who are here this evening. It's not all of us, but it is a mighty group of us. And so David Kaminer, and that's as we saw that there's DK and DB, David Kaminer and David Berg. We thank both of our Davids, and Ross and Sue and Randy. Now, while I'm thanking all of our band for participating this evening and leading the davening and leading the service, we, of course, all of us have to give a special. Oh, see, even Mac has something to say. Mac Coolit. I need to talk about David Berg for a second, because I know, but David Berg, you have to understand, there are people on Facebook who are saying, David's moving to New Jersey. So people already know, but not everybody already knows. So I'm going to tell everybody so they will know that in next week, it's next week, right? You and your family are moving to New Jersey. Some in the family are flying, some in the family are driving. We wish all of you a safe journey. And what we have to say is, the first thing I have to say is, since I think our June Naranana on June 18th is still going to be by Zoom, that might be the last one over virtually. They may be in person after that. But it's good to have one more virtually, because from New Jersey, David can participate. Yay! Now, David, we are very, very sorry to see you go. You have not only been shul president, you have been a member of the shul for a long time, an active and devoted and caring member. You care a lot about Adat Ari El. You care a lot about the people here. And we are truly going to miss you. And at the same time, we know this is something that you and your family would like to do. This is where Julie is from. And so you all are going back to family. So we wish you a most wonderful journey back there and the beginning of this new stage of your lives back there. We wish for you all the best. So here we are applauding and wishing you all the best. So that is with love from us.
Thank you, Cantor. And I just want to say we're very excited about moving, but it's a painful separation. Adat Ari El will always be our Jewish home, and we'll truly, truly miss seeing all of you in person. And I will truly miss playing in person with this wonderful, talented group of musicians. I also want to thank our oldest son, Louis, for helping out tonight and last month. But this has been, the Naranana band in particular has been a highlight of our participation at Adat Ari El. But a big thank you to you and everyone for putting it together, and for all of you, everyone, every member of Adat Ari El, for making our experience here for so many years so special and meaningful. So shalom, and lehitraot.
Thank you. Yes, lehitraot. As far as other announcements go, I don't really have much to say. I've already told you, hey, Louis, mwah, have a great trip. It's not just a trip, have a great move. And thank you very much again for helping us out this evening. Tomorrow morning, shul is at 9:30. And I would like to encourage everyone to keep their eyes peeled to the website as things are going to start increasing in terms of what we're going to be able to be doing on campus as we get closer to June 15th, which we hope is going to be a day of liberation here in California. And, as more and more people are vaccinated, and we hope and pray that more and more people can feel comfortable being in person, and we're still going to be taking all sorts of precautions, never you fear, but keep your eyes peeled for emails and for notices on our website. And with that, I would like to invite everyone to listen to our last song, and in the privacy and comfort of your own home, to please sing along with us. As we have been noticing in tonight as part of our service, Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. It is so great to be together with people in person or even virtually. To be with people fills our soul. And we want to be with people, and we want to be with people in an understanding and gracious and compassionate way. This means for a mature approach to addressing disagreements on a personal or on a global level. I mean, we can hope and we can pray, and more than that, we can work toward it, right? So when people say prayers are no good anymore, I think prayers are good, because prayers can make us aware of what we have to do to make this world a better place. Od yavo shalom aleinu. We hope that shalom will come to us and visit us, not just for a little while, but for longer than a little, for a very, very long while.
And a shout out to our wonderful Adat Ari El Chavara, who is together here at our home tonight.
Yay! Sue.
Everybody say Od.
Od.
Od Yavo.
Od Yavo.
Od Yavo Shalom.
Od Yavo Shalom.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
Od yavo shalom aleinu.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. V'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam.
Salam, Ya'akov ha'olam, salam, salam. Salam, Aleinu v'Ya'akov ha'olam, salam, salam.
Shalom Aleinu, Oyevo Shalom Aleinu, Oyevo Shalom Aleinu, Be'al Kulam. Oyevo Shalom Aleinu, Oyevo Shalom Aleinu, Oyevo Shalom Aleinu, Be'al Kulam.
Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful Shabbat and a wonderful week after that. Mwah.
Shabbat Shalom.